All right, so here we are solving a triangle using the law of cosines. And the formula for law of cosines is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times the cosine of a. Notice that your a's are at both ends, and in the middle you have the b and the c and the b and the c. So they kind of match up so that you can manipulate this if you were actually trying to find b squared or using the cosine of b, which we're going to use. We have b squared is going to be equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac times the cosine of b. So again, my b's match at the ends and the AC's are in the middle. Same will happen with c squared. So we will have a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. So my c's match up and my ab's are in the middle. We can also manipulate this to find the actual value of the cosine of a. So if I want to find cosine of a, rather than try to plug it all in and then do all the math, I can manipulate the formula first. So we're going to start up here with our a squared. So if I want to solve for cosine a, I first would subtract b squared and c squared over. So I'm going to state that my cosine of a would be equal to a squared minus b squared minus c squared. And then once I move those, I would divide by the negative 2bc. So I'm still going to divide by the negative 2bc. Notice here my a's are together and my bc's are right over here on this side. So that's just manipulating the formula. If you can figure out how to do that and see how to do that, it will actually help you manipulate it a little bit easier to actually just solve for an angle without having to plug it all in the long way and then move all the numbers. So we're going to start out with what we know. So on our angle B, this is 83 degrees. We know that little c, which is going to be across from big C, is equal to 4, and little a is 6. So looking at that, I have the only angle I have is B. So I need to use this part right here with my cosine of b, and I have my a and c, so really I can solve for b squared. So with that, I'm going to have b squared is equal to my a squared, which is 6, plus my c squared, which is 4 squared, minus 2 times my a times my c times the cosine of angle B, which is 83. I'm going to use again degree mode because my angle is a degree. So in degree mode, I'm going to plug all of this into my calculator, and I find that b squared is equal to the square root of a big long number. I'm just going to put the dots. You don't want to round here. You want to use the whole number. So when you take the square root of both sides, I put the square root in early, sorry about that. So you would have gotten b squared is equal to the 46.15. Take the square root of both sides, you end up with b is equal to 6.8. Now how you want to do this is in your calculator, once you find the 46.15, you want to take the square root, so plug in the square root key and do second answer, and then that'll put that whole long answer in there to get that for you. You can, in my class, I'll let you round this up to be equal to 7 to make the math a little bit easier for the exam. So now that I have all of my sides, because I have B now, I can actually go find my angles. So I'm going to use this formula that we manipulated for the cosine of A to go find angle A. So my cosine of A will be equal to 6 squared, because that's my A, minus my b squared, minus my c squared, all over negative 2 times my b times my c. Notice these on top are right the same. When you plug that in your calculator, you're going to get another big long number of 0.5178 ... Again, you're going to want to do, this is just for cosine A. To actually find angle A, we need to find the cosine inverse of this big long value. 7, 8, dot, dot, dot. Do the second answer again once you hit cosine inverse. So it puts the whole decimal in there and you don't have to actually type it. This will get you 58.8 and this will be a degree. So we're going to round that up to 59 degrees. Now, the last angle I have to find is angle C. Now, I could go and do angle C this way, or I know that all of my angles add up to 180. So I can find angle C by taking 180 and subtracting the sum of my 83 angle and my 59 angle, and I end up with 38 degrees. So these are the values that I was able to solve for, and I solved my triangle using the law of cosine.